ladies. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy spring. We're going to be doing a little step into spring class. So we're waking up our hips, our hamstrings, and our shoulder girdles here this morning, preparing for the season ahead. You might want to have a couple of things for your class today. Definitely a blanket or a towel. We're going to use that to help open up our shoulders before we begin. And then if you like to have a strap to help you catch your foot behind you, we're going to be doing some hamstring stretch and dancer pose variations. So you can always have a strap to help you catch your foot behind you if your shoulders and your legs tend to be a little bit on the tighter side. To begin with, you'll just need your blanket or your towel, whatever you're using. You'll want to open it up so it's at least the width of your mat. It can be wider, and then create a nice roll by rolling that blanket up. And you can always adjust the height and the density of your roll so that this feels comfortable for your body. This is a relatively large roll here. Yours does not have to be this big. It's almost as tall as my hand. You can have it even half that size and still gain the benefit of this. So experiment a little bit and see what feels good. You're going to take this underneath your shoulders at the back of your mat. And you want the bottom of your shoulder blades to just be right here at the bottom of your roll. So that as you lie back, what happens is they get this lovely arch in your shoulder blades. If the floor feels too far away, feel free to put a blanket underneath your head or to lower the height of your roll. Maybe your arms can even come over the top of the roll or even up a little bit over your head. Kind of wiggle yourself into place. I like my knees tented here. That feels good for my back, but you're welcome to extend your legs or do anything else with them that feels nice. When you find that feeling of expansion at the center of your chest, close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Enjoy the gentle pressure against the base of your shoulder blades. Almost like a little massage, getting rid of any tension that's sitting there, pressing out any tightness. Let's take 3 more deep breaths here. And from there, at the end of that third breath, if they're not already there, draw the soles of your feet in. You want your knees to point straight up to the ceiling, about hip distance apart for the feet. And then just sway the knees a little to the right and a little to the left. It doesn't matter how far you go. It doesn't have to be all the way down. It's just so you feel a little bit in your lower back, back of your hips. The next time you go over to the right, roll your whole body over to the right, so you're kind of massaging the area underneath your armpit. You can kind of let your head rest on your right arm. And then you're going to go back and do the same thing. You'll bring your knees to the center, and then you'll bring your knees to the left, and you'll roll kind of onto that left armpit. And depending on how much tension you hold there, this might be kind of a gentle, pleasant feeling, or it might be quite intense. Go slow. We're just going to do 3 total on each side. Maybe 1.5 more sets. Going side to side. Massaging the rib cage and all the little muscles that lie in there. over to the right. Use your hands to gently press yourself up. Turn to face forward. If you would like to use your blanket at this point, you can unroll it a little bit and put it underneath your hips because we're going to go into a forward fold, soles of the feet together. You can always place blankets or blocks or anything else under your knees. Feet are pretty far away from the groin. This is more of a butterfly than a bound angle pose. And you just come forward, maybe swaying gently a little side to side. Feel free to prop yourself up quite high here. Let your chin come a little towards your chest. And you can continue just a gentle sway from side to side, or if you'd like, you can go a little further, walking your hands a little to the right, a little to the left. Opening up the back. Maybe going once more to each side if that felt good. Coming back for a deep breath at the center line. And walking your fingertips in. Rolling your shoulder blades back. Gather your knees in. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Give them a little wiggle. Flex your toes, roll your ankles, anything that feels pleasant. Maybe even roll your shoulders back, and lift the center of your chest as you do that. And then you're going to cross your legs. Feel free again to sit up on your blanket. You don't need to turn. I'm just turning so I'm facing you. I think it's a little easier to see. Once you're sitting cross-legged, reach your arms up over your head. Inhale. Exhale, take your right hand down and your left arm over your head. As you inhale, draw your left arm back, potentially look up underneath of it. As you exhale, soften a little bit. Inhale, the arm comes a little back, you look a little up. Exhale, you soften. And just one more breath here, finding the stretch on the left side of the torso. Inhale again where you are. As you exhale, take your left elbow towards your right knee, just as far as feels possible. Feel the stretch and hold here for a full deep breath. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, elbow to knee, going across the body. One more inhale to come back up. Exhale, elbow to knee. You're going to release your left hand down to the floor. You'll feel a nice stretch along the left side of your body, and then walk to the center. Both hands in front of you. Maybe you tent your fingertips, kind of let your elbows come out to the side like a spider and just move a little bit. You can shift your shoulders. You can roll your shoulders. You can just go side to side. There's no wrong way to move. You just move. You see what feels good. What feels kind of stretchy, funky, interesting. When you're ready, you come back to the center line. Roll your shoulders back, switch the crossing of your legs. We'll do that on the other side. Lift your arms up. Inhale. As you exhale, left hand down, right arm over. So you inhale, you can look up and pull that top arm a little bit back so you feel a deeper stretch across the right side of your chest. And then exhale, you can soften a little bit. Inhale, a little bit of lift, a little bit of pull. Exhale, softening. I even like to turn and look down. And then on the inhale, turn to look up again. And exhale, soften. Inhale here. As you exhale, take your right elbow to your left knee. You're going to hold here for a moment, just feeling the stretch, feeling the muscles along the spine. And then inhale to come up. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale to come up. Exhale, elbow to knee. You're going to release the right hand down. You're going to walk to the center. You're going to move around. Feel strange. Make some silly movements. You could even be kind of cow and cat moving here if you want. Pushing your tailbone down and bringing your chest forward. It's really just a way to get into parts of the body that you might not normally be stretching, that you are letting be tight for no other reason than that we think that we should move in certain ways. We think that we should move in the right way, and there is no right way. There's only the way that works for your body in this given moment. Don't be tied to the appearance of rightness. It should feel right. All right, when you're ready, come back up. Roll your shoulders back again. You're going to stretch your legs out in front of you. And rotate your ankles, wiggle your toes, flop your legs around, anything that feels good again here. And then you're going to come to your table pose. Hands and knees, feel free to use your blanket to cushion your knees if you like an extra cushion there. The mat is just slightly lopsided, so I'm going to reorganize it there. As you come to your hands and knees, spread your fingers nice and wide. Draw your shoulders back away from your ears and just start to wiggle. I encourage you to close your eyes so that you can just feel again what feels nice. And it might be cow-cat-y, it might be circular, it might be quite a lot of bending in the knee joints, the elbow joints, the hip joints. It might just be breathing. There's no wrong way to move here. Feel free if you want to pick up your hands or your legs. Table pose is kind of just your base, and you move from there, and you return to there when you need to. Imagine a cat stretching. It's just ultra luxurious. You're doing exactly what feels delicious right now. And we're going to do that for another couple of breaths. You'll start to return to your table, making your way back to kind of a neutral positioning. Take your shoulders back away from your ears. Tuck your left set of toes under, reach your left foot back, reach your right arm forward. Inhale, even lean a little forward as you reach your right fingertips forward. As you exhale, circle your right arm back. Inhale, reaching forward. Exhale, circling back. One more like this. And then you're going to reach your right arm forward. You can stay here, lifting your left hip a little bit. If you feel ready, you can float your left foot. Tuck your belly button up and in so your lower back feels supported, and simply hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let go, right hand down, left knee down. Take a wiggle or movement of any kind through your spine. And we go to the other side. Right toes tuck under, right foot reaches back, left arm forward. As you inhale, you can reach a little forward. This is a nice massage for your grounded wrist. And then as you exhale, circle back. 2 more big circles, rocking. Forward. And back. As you come forward after that third circle, you reach the left arm forward. And you can simply focus on lifting your right hip. That's enough to engage your core, which is all that we're trying to do here. If that feels right at this point, stay there. If you need a little more, lift your right leg. And again, you just want to feel engagement across the belly and a little bit of support for your lower back. So this is not painful or uncomfortable for your lower back. You're letting your abdominal muscles help you out here. And we've already held, excuse me, I was going to say hold it, almost the entire time. So let's just say 1 and let it go. Hand down, knee down, wiggle through the spine. Walk your hands a little forward. As you do that, you might wiggle out your wrists and your fingers. Just 5 or 6 inches forward, so you have a slightly elongated table pose. Tie your shoulders over your wrists, tuck your toes under, push back through your toes and the arches of your feet. And as you're ready, lift to downward dog. Move in any way that feels good there. And again, closing your eyes is a really nice way to be able to let go of that, what am I doing right or wrong, and just do what feels good. And as you're ready, you'll simply walk your feet towards your hands. Coming to dangle at the front of your mat, soften your knees. Feel free to rest your forearms on your thighs, your hands on props, or to come all the way to the floor. Spread your toes wide, press into the heels of your feet as you inhale. Slide your hands up onto your shins or onto your thighs. Reach the crown of your head forward. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, roll yourself one smooth breath all the way up to the sky. Option to take the arms out and up or let the arms be heavy. As you exhale, float the hands down by the sides. Inhale, sweep your arms up over your head. Press the palms of your hands together. As you exhale, stick your butt out behind you. Fold forward, forearms to thighs, hands to shins or fingers to the floor. Inhale, slide to halfway lift. Feel free to straighten your legs a little if that feels good. Exhale down, plant your hands. Step your right foot back, bring your right knee to the mat. Feel free to cushion that right knee. Rock, blah, blah, blah. Walk your fingertips in and slide your shoulders back. You're going to press your fingertips down either into the mat or to press so that you can lift yourself up, hands onto your left thigh. Press your belly away from your thigh, roll your shoulders back. Take a deep breath here. Maybe as you inhale, you can lift your arms up to the sky. Relax your shoulders, maybe leaning a little forward into that front leg if that feels pleasant. Inhale here, maybe even looking up. As you exhale, turn your palms to face forward, draw your elbows down and back. Fold your wings. As you inhale, you're going to sweep your arms forward and up. And then as you exhale, you're going to fold forward, plant your fingertips to the floor, or feel free to use props here. Straighten your left leg a little bit. Find a bit of a stretch at the back of the leg. Feel free to wiggle the leg forward or flip the toes up, or both if you need to. Not a long time here, just one more breath. And then you'll come forward, plant your left foot down, tuck your right set of toes under, lift your right knee up. We're going to do basically that same movement with the leg, but now with our fingertips on the floor or hands on blocks. Inhale here. As you exhale, straighten your left leg a little bit. Inhale, come forward. Lunge, you can drop your hips and lift your chest. Exhale, a little bit of a pyramid. Just one more like that. Inhale, come forward, hands framing the left foot, plant your hands down. Attempt to keep your hips low. You can do this with the back knee up or down, but you're going to step back if you can to a plank. Left foot back next to the right foot. Inhale at the top of your plank. Again, knees could be up or down. Shrug your shoulders back. Exhale slowly all the way to the mat. Untuck your toes. Press the tops of your feet down. Roll your shoulders back. Lift the center of your chest. See if you can float your fingertips. Squeeze your elbows together as you inhale. As you exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Squeeze your elbows together. Exhale, lower down. One more like that. Now press your hands down. Squeeze your elbows together. Roll your shoulders back. Come to Cobra. If you want, you can use your hands to support yourself a little bit higher. Exhale to lower down. Tuck your toes under, press back, table pose, or lifting the knees, downward facing dog. Close your eyes, move. Anything that feels pleasant, that feels delicious, stretchy for your body. All right. Lift your left leg to the sky on an inhale. On an exhale, bend your knee, stack your hip. I'm saying this terribly backwards. Lift your leg to the sky, bend your knee, stack your left hip on top of your right hip. Inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to step that left foot forward about halfway, so kind of to the center of your mat. And then you're going to lift up onto your fingertips or onto hands on blocks, your choice. Rock forward. You're going to see if you can lift your right leg behind you. And you just lift as high as you can, and then you scorpion again. So you kind of open your left hip, and you bend your left knee, and it's like you're trying to touch the back of your head or your opposite butt cheek with your foot. All right, that's it. And then you're just going to uncurl that leg, step the foot to the front of the mat, step the left foot next to the right foot, find halfway lift, bring your hands to your legs as you inhale. And then as you exhale, fold. Inhale, you're going to roll yourself all the way up. One smooth breath. Exhale, float your hands down by your sides. We're going to keep going. We're going to take that whole thing with a couple of variations to the other side. So as you inhale, bring your arms up. As you exhale, press your hands together and fold. Inhale, half lift. bring the left knee to the floor. Walk your fingertips in, squeeze your inner thighs together so you can lift your hands onto the top of your right thigh. Shoulders shrug back, lift the center of the chest. Maybe even bring the arms up to the sky. You can lean a little forward into the hips, maybe even gazing upwards as you breathe in. As you breathe out, fold your imaginary wings, squeeze your elbows down and back so you're opening the center of your chest. And then you kind of lower the arms all the way down. You sweep them up again through the front as you inhale. And as you exhale, you bring the fingertips down. Framing the front foot, feel free to use props. Right leg grows a little straighter. And it doesn't have to be totally straight, but it can be if it wants to be. I'm a fan of flipping my toes up, but that's just personal preference. You can do or not do what feels good to you. And if you're not sure, I recommend closing your eyes. Does it feel good? Do you feel a lovely stretch? Maybe it's a little intense, but it's beneficial. Take another breath. Then you're going to move your way forward, planting your right foot to the mat, tucking your left toes under, lift your left knee up. You can use blocks or fingertips on the floor around your right foot. As you inhale, lift the center of your chest, lunge. As you exhale, straighten the leg, hips go back, pyramid. And again, you're just moving forward and back in the range of motion. That feels stretchy and opening for your body. Last one. You're going to come forwards, bring your hips low, plant your hands. Back knee up or down, doesn't matter, your choice. You just want to stay as low as you can so that you're working your core as you step your foot or your knee back to plank. Inhale in your plank. Exhale all the way down to the floor. A little variation this time. Press the tops of your feet down. Lift the center of your chest. Float your hands. Inhale. As you exhale, reach your right hand towards your right knee, and you can reach your left hand forward. You can reach it all the way up if you want. That's a little more intense. Inhale, come back to the center. You can bring your right hand kind of just by your shoulder as your left hand goes back, or you can reach your right arm over to the left as your left hand comes down to the left. Twice more on each side. And you're keeping your torso elevated. You're keeping your belly button to your spine. You really feel all the muscles in your upper back working here. Once more on each side. Take a break if you need to. This is oddly quite intensive. Come back to the center line. Press your hands down. You can lift a little higher into Cobra. Keep pressing your feet down. Exhale to release. Press back. Go to child's pose. Really lift your belly. Scoop it up. Round your tailbone back towards your heels. Keep your hands as far forward as you can to feel a little stretch in your armpits. Maybe even claw the mat, lifting the palms of your hands, gluing your fingertips down. As you inhale, you're going to draw yourself forward, come to table. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Tuck your left set of toes under, reach them back. Reach your right arm forward. Lift your left hip a little bit, shrug your shoulders back. Potentially float your left foot. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fold your left foot towards your right butt cheek, just like we were doing in that little scorpion walk. And then maybe you can reach your right hand around. You can use a strap here, or you can just reach your right hand towards your left foot. If they connect, hold on. If they don't connect, don't worry. That's not what it's about. It just makes it easier to balance if you have something to grip. Hold, lift the center of your chest, and release. Hand down, leg down. Wiggle through your spine. And try the other side. Right toes tucked under, right foot reaches back. Left arm reaches forward. You can lift the right hip. You can stay right here. Or you can lift the left leg and hold. 5, 4. Feel the belly. 2, 1. Bend the right knee. Bring the right foot towards the left butt cheek. So it's a little bit of that scorpion. You have to really firm up through your right hand and keep your right shoulder coming back. If you feel comfortable, you can reach back. Maybe you connect, maybe not. If you do connect, you can press the foot into the hand. Come a little deeper to that back bend. Holding for a terribly long time, just a deep breath. Let it go. Hand down, knee down. Wiggle through the spine. Walk the hands a little forward, maybe rolling the wrists or wiggling the fingers as needed. In that slightly elongated tail pose, rock the shoulders forward, tuck the toes, rock back, downward facing dog. We're going to go into our little walking scorpion, starting on the left side. So you'll lift your left leg up, bend your left knee, stack your left hip on top of your right. It's as if you're trying to get that left foot as close to your head as possible. You can be really high up on your toe tippies if you want to on the right side. And I think I told you the wrong side because we did the left side first last time. So do the right side, bring your left foot down, lift your right foot up, and stack your right hip on top of your left so that we get equal work on both sides because it's a little different with the foot further back. All right, once you've scorpion, you're going to step the right foot, halfway to the middle of the mat. And then reach up onto your fingertips, lift your left leg up, scorpion here. And it's like you're just trying to touch. You might feel some extension. You can have your standing leg bent if you want. And then you're just going to uncurl and step forward. Step the right next to the left and fold. Let go. Inhale, slide to halfway lift. Exhale, forward. Inhale, roll all the way up. Exhale, press your hands together. Bring them in front of your heart this time. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Notice how you feel. I'm going to take some of these things and build a little flow, connecting them together. Do what feels good to you. Skip out on the parts that don't feel quite right. You want your hips, your shoulders, the backs of your legs to just feel a little bit of a push to open up. It's like those cold days of early spring are forcing you outside of yourself. You're getting ready to spring open. All right, when you're ready, open your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, find halfway lift. As you exhale, you're going to plant your fingertips down. You're going to step your right foot back. Leave your right knee lifted as you walk your fingertips to frame your left foot. We're going to do 3 of those pyramid pulses. As you inhale, lift your chest. Feel free to dip your hips down. As you exhale, straighten your left leg, folding over the thigh. Inhaling forward. And exhaling back. One more like that. Inhale forward, plant the hands down. You stay low, you step back to a high or a low plank. As you inhale, and here you're going to hold for 5, 4, shrug your shoulders back, 3, lift your belly, 2, and 1. Bend your elbows lower all the way to the mat. Untuck your toes, press the tops of your feet back. Inhale, lift your cobra, shrug your shoulders back. Exhale to release, tuck your toes under, you're going straight back to downward facing dog. Lifting the knees. Take a deep breath here. Your heels low towards the earth. And it doesn't matter as your heels lower towards the earth if your knees are quite bent or your legs are quite straight. I want you to feel kind of the area around your Achilles tendon, maybe your calf, just getting a little bit of a stretch. For me, I get a better stretch there if I lower my heels with my knees a little bit bent. All right, when you're ready, it was left leg first. Lift your left leg to the sky. I confused myself. Scorpion your left leg, stacking your left hip on top of your right. Bring your foot as far back as you can. And then exhale, you're going to step that foot halfway forward. Lift the right leg. Maybe you like to lift up onto your tippy fingertips. Maybe you like to lift up onto your left tippy toes as you scorpion your right leg. Totally optional, really intense for that standing leg. And then step the right foot all the way forward. Now what you're going to do is walk your fingertips in front of your right foot. Feel free to use blocks here if that's more comfortable. Keep a little softness in your right knee as you extend your left leg behind you. Lift your belly away from your thigh. You're floating towards a warrior 3. The fingertips can stay on the floor or the hands can work to float. Lift the center of your chest. Take another breath. And then we're going to keep going. The flow isn't quite done yet. You're going to lower your fingertips down. You're going to step your left foot far back and a little bit out to the left, setting your heel down at a 45-degree angle for a warrior 1. Your right knee is right over your right ankle. Peel yourself all the way up to standing. Reach your arms to the sky. Square your hips. Adjust the angle of your back foot. Inhale here, maybe even looking up. As you exhale, take your elbows down and back. Fold your wings. So you're going to keep going with those hands behind your back. You could interlace your fingers. You could grab a strap, a wrist, or your elbow creases. Keep rolling the shoulders back, maybe even open into a little back bend, looking up. And then exhale to fold to a humble warrior, belly to thigh, or torso to the inside of the front thigh. Lift your arms up behind you. Opening up the shoulders. Hugging your right hip towards the center line. As you inhale, peel yourself halfway up. Plant your fingertips again a little bit in front of your right foot. Lift your left heel, turn your left foot to face straight forward and back. You're going to lift up. You're going to float just briefly through that warrior three as you inhale. Your fingertips could be a little bit in front of your front foot. They could be floating or they could be on blocks. Curl your left knee in towards you. Really bring it in. Maybe you could touch your knee towards your nose and then put your left foot down and find your forward fold. Let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, roll to the sky. Exhale, hands come in front of the heart. Close your eyes. Take a few breaths. Prepare to bring that home on the other side. You know what's coming now. Do what feels right for your body. When you're ready, eyes open, arms overhead as you inhale. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fingertips plant down, left foot steps back. 3 pyramids. Fingertips framing the right foot. As you inhale, shrug the shoulders back, look up. As you exhale, straighten the leg, pull to pyramid. And twice more, your own pace. The range of motion that feels really nice. Coming all the way forward, you want to stay low here. Lower the hips down, back knee up or down, your choice. Step back to plank and hold for 5, 4, shrug your shoulders back, 3, lift the space between your shoulder blades, 2, 1, slow, painfully slow to the floor. Feel free to come all the way down and do Cobra, or to come partway down where your shoulders are just hovering above the mat, untuck your toes, and lift to an upward facing dog. The hips will stay off the mat as well. If you're coming for an upward facing dog, you're going to flip your toes over as you come back to downward facing dog. If you're coming from your Cobra, you can push back up into a push-up and then come back the same way to down dog, or you can come back, knees back, tuck the toes, and then come up. Whatever feels better to you. From here, float your right leg to the sky. I really have to think about that one. Bend your right knee, stack your right hip on top of the left, find your little scorpion. You can lift really high up onto your left tippy toes. And then step that foot halfway forward. Lift up onto your fingertips. Lift your left leg up, bend your knee, scorpion. You can lift up if you want onto your right tippy toes, a little extra challenge. And then step that left foot forward. Walk your fingertips a little bit in front of the front foot. You're floating towards a warrior three. So you want a little bit of bend in your left knee. And as you lift up, you straighten that left leg. You lift the right leg behind you. And you kind of imagine a little balloon has appeared underneath your belly. And it's just floating your belly upwards. Maybe you wiggle your fingertips away from the floor or your supports. Maybe not. See how it goes. It's quite challenging. And we're done. We step the right foot far back. I like to put my hands down so I can look back behind me. I want my right foot a little over to the right heel to the floor, warrior one. I'm even going to move my left foot a little left to get myself some extra balance. And then press down into the left heel, work your way up. Adjust. It's fine if what I did just now, thinking it would be the perfect adjustment for my warrior one. When I got there, it didn't feel so great. So I readjusted so that my hips can face forward. I can lift my arms up and feel quite stable. Maybe even look up as the inhale comes. As the exhale, fold your wings. Keep taking the arms behind your back. Interlace the fingers, grab a strap, grab a wrist, grab an elbow, whatever feels good. Keep the shoulders coming back, little back bend. And then exhale, fold, humble warrior. Spend a few breaths here. Chin towards the chest. Bowing forward. yourself a little bit up. Walk your fingertips a little bit in front of your left foot. Turn your right foot straight forward and back. You're going to rock a little bit forward. Just tiniest little float through your warrior three. Feel free for your fingertips or your hands to be grounded onto supports. Curl your right knee in. Maybe you can even come towards the nose. And then poof, push the right foot down and fold. Let it go. Shake your head around. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. See how you feel. Can you feel the energy? That fresh, springy, opening up, flowering, going outwards energy. One more pose to maximize that. And then we'll take some nice deep stretches. When you're ready, blink your eyes open. I'm going to take a dancer pose. Feel free to use your strap to hold onto your foot. I have removed my strap from my yoga room to use in the living room, so I don't have one. I'll show you what it would look like. If you like to create a loop at the bottom of your strap, you can do that, or you can just fold your strap in half. If you are folding your strap around your foot, you'll just want to put the strap around the top of your foot, like so. And then what I like to do is with the strap over my foot, I hold the strap over my shoulder. So I have an imaginary rope right here coming up over my shoulder. If you're holding on with your hand, you're just going to hold your foot with your hand. It honestly doesn't matter. I'm starting on my right side, which will be your left side, but whatever side you want to start on, you're just going to hold that foot behind you. And take a few moments there. Relax. Find your balance. Feel free to do this with a hand against a wall. I'm going to turn so I'm facing the long way so I have more space to show you. All right. Take a deep breath. Lift up through the center of your chest. Your heart right here is going upwards and outwards like you're shooting an arrow to the place where the wall meets the ceiling in front of you. And then maybe, just maybe, you can push the foot into the hand or the foot into the strap, soften your standing leg, and lean forward. If you imagine, I'm using my left hand as my arrow, my forward hand as my arrow, I'm still shooting my heart up, so I'm not bending forward here. I'm continuing to lift. So there's that element of a little bit of a back bend, and you squeeze your shoulder blades together. You could transfer, if you like, your hand to the inside of your foot, if that is more comfortable. Hold for a few breaths. I don't know if you can hear the ruckus, but there's a cat trying to get in right now. The door is closed. Take a couple of breaths. Expand. Feel potentially glorious or maybe just wobbly. And let go. Shake everything out. And when you're ready, we'll go to the other side. Relax your shoulders. I'm grabbing my left foot because I grabbed my right foot last time. You're grabbing the opposite side, doesn't matter. But take a few breaths to just get your balance. To relax your shoulders. Again, if you're using that strap, you want it kind of over the top of the foot rather than over the ankle. And then you can take that strap up. If you hold the strap over your shoulder, it's kind of easy to push the foot into it as you come forward, and you can keep your chest up. If you're holding with the hand, same thing applies, but you're limited by the mobility of your shoulder a little bit more. All right, soften your standing leg. Push the foot into the support of the strap or the hand as you lean a little bit forward, but keep your chest lifting, because the whole idea is this is opening you up, not hunching you forwards. So you want to keep this opening. Imagine again, you're shooting an arrow from the center of your heart up and forward, and you can use your hand here. I like to bring my hand to the inside of the foot. That is my preference. You don't have to do that unless that feels better to you as well. Wobble around. Feel possibly a moment of glorious openness. And when you're ready, release. And shake things around. The hard part is over. It's all done. Bring yourself all the way down to sit on your mat. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Again, wiggle them, shake them, rotate. Anything that feels pleasant. And then sitting up straight and tall, feel free to sit up onto your blanket if you like, moving the flesh of your bum out to the sides. Flex your feet so your toes are pointing up. If you need to bend your knees, please do. You can even put a little blanket roll underneath your knees. Lift your arms up. We're going to flow into our forward fold. So don't go 100% the first time. Lift your arms up as you inhale. As you exhale, fold forward just as far as you can without collapsing. Hold there for a deep breath. Shrug your shoulders back. On the next inhale, you're going to come back up. And then on the exhale, you're going to fold again. Just as far as you can go. Hold for a breath. Shoulders shrug back. This should not be painful. And then this time, maybe draw your arms in. Inhale. Reach up. Exhale one more time. Fold. You're going to hold for a deep breath. Maybe you've gotten a little deeper, maybe not. And then it's like you're doing a rowing machine. You draw the hands in. Inhale them up. Exhale this time as you fold. Hold for a beat. And then release. Find your forward fold. Hands can come to the mat, the legs, the feet. If you have a strap and you like to loop it over your feet, go for it. Try to keep your feet flexed. If you need to bend your knees to do that, that is completely fine. If you need to sit on a blanket and bend your knees, that is also fine. I just want you to feel lots of elongation in your back body. So your hamstrings, your hips, the muscles around your spine, the back of your neck. Folding into this kind of like bobby pin shape. We're just elongating the whole back of the body. We did a lot of opening up for the front of the body. Some for the back, actually, for the back of the body too. We're going to do a little bit of both. All right, take another breath. Walk your fingertips in towards you. Roll your shoulders back. Bring your right foot in. You can take your twist with the sole of your right foot on the inside of your left leg, or on the outside, or with the left foot folded in. See what feels good. When you're ready, lift your arms up. Inhale. Exhale, twist to your right. You can hug your right leg or take your arm to the outside of your right leg. I am not at all particular. It's the one that you like. That should be your default. As you inhale, come back to the center line. Unwind. You'll stretch both of your legs out in front of you. Maybe even give them another wiggle and a little shake. And then switch sides. The left foot comes in. Inside or outside with the bottom foot folded in. Your choice. Lift your arms up. Inhale. Exhale. Find your variation of the twist. And really the thing that matters here is just that you feel a nice kind of release and unwinding. Even though we're winding the spine, we're just like kind of unwinding all the muscles that we used. We used a lot of back muscles today. Kind of releasing them a little bit. Come back as you're ready to the center line. Unwind. Any variation of the leg shakeouts. I like to sometimes pretend I'm riding an imaginary bike, or do my little Super Bowl if you want some ab work. You could do your little Super Bowl. Or you can just hang out and lean back like this. Whatever feels good. Maybe some of each. And then you're just going to grab your blanket. If it is rolled up, great, just leave it like that. If it's not, create that roll again. Set it beside your hips, because you're going to put it underneath your hips next, and roll yourself all the way down. We're going to start off with an unsupported bridge pose. So bringing your, let's do robot arms. Bring the backs of your arms to the mat nice and close to your torso, fingertips pointing up, palms facing one another. Press down into your heels. Lift your hips up. Imagine that you are drawing the front of your pelvis upwards, like you have suspenders hooked in right here and you're hiking them up. Press into the backs of your arms and find your bridge pose for a few breaths. See if you can find all 10 of your toes against the floor. I'm going to do 3 more breaths here. Feel free to change up your arm variation. You could hold the outside edges of your mat. Interlace your hands underneath your back, or maybe bring your arms overhead. If there's a variation I haven't mentioned that you like, go for it. And as you're ready, slowly lower your hips down. Release your arms. Take a few breaths. When you're ready, press your heels down, lift your hips. Now slide your blanket roll underneath your tailbone and let your tailbone rest down. Extend your right leg long. You might choose to stay right here, or you might choose to extend your left leg as well, going for a little bit of a psoas release on both sides at the same time. If you're doing just one side, I will let you know when it's time to switch. In either the full or the half psoas release, you can reach your arms up over your head. Feel free to adjust the height and density of your roll for your own comfort. If you prefer to use a yoga block for this, go for it. I just happen to have my blanket handy, and I like the soft squishiness of the blanket underneath my tail rather than the firmness of the yoga block. Now just feel that opposite sensation, the opening of the whole front of your body. Half psoas release, now would be the time to switch and extend the other leg. Take another deep breath. And bringing the soles of the feet back in, knees pointing up towards the ceiling. Bring your hands down by your sides. Press into your heels, lift your hips. Shift your roll out to the side and slowly lower the hips all the way down. Rest for a moment either in neutral or knocking the knees in if you prefer. And here, the feet a little wider than the hips. Sway your knees a few times from right to left. You can have your arms out to the side a little bit if you like. Here, bring the knees back to the center line and hug them one and then the other in towards your chest. Feel your lower back relaxing, maybe rock a little bit from right to left. You could stay here, you could turn the soles of your feet up and come towards a happy baby if you like. Just close your eyes and feel. Is there anything else? Maybe it's just some stretches in your happy baby or some twisting. Is there anything else your body needs? Is there anything that just sounds really good? And instead of listening to like the mind and the ego, I should do X because that's how I should finish a yoga class, or I should do Y because I have tight this or that. Just think, okay, what would feel really good? This should be something relatively gentle and relaxing. This is the end of class. And if there's not anything you feel just right, you're welcome to extend to Shavasana. If there's something else that your body needs, you just add that in. before making your way to a comfortable resting place. When you are ready to come to your Shavasana, again, it's all about finding the position where your body can relax. Add any props. Take any position where your body can relax. Close your eyes and feel your body. Feel the energy in your body. This practice was all about just getting our bodies ready for the fresh season ahead. Ready for longer days, more light. For many of us, more time working outside. Longer days of activity. Hopefully you're left with a feeling of readiness, openness. Like you are a bud just ready, just on the edge of bursting open into the most beautiful flower. All of that energy to do so is contained within you. feel free, feel encouraged even to stay here if you have a few extra minutes in your day. And then it's time to return. Take a deep breath in. And a big sigh out. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll your wrists. Move in any way that feels good. Making your way all the way over to one side to rest for a few breaths. We're coming to a comfortable seat for your body. Bring your hands here in front of your heart. We'll close with a deep breath together, in through the nose, out through the mouth, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Namaste.